Okay. The programs, we are like K Foundation based out of Hyderabad, and this foundation is of the K Hospitals group based in Hyderabad, which is having 13 hospitals in South India. The programs which we are doing is more, I would like to share is more from
Hello.
the implementation perspective rather than speaking how we can do, but we have started working on it. In the previous session, what we had, where we spoke about ICT and application into the villages. So in our programs, we are covering 200 villages in 2 states right now, in Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh, where we actually started implementing these mobile-based treatments through health workers at each individual village. So we have each individual person, woman actually being trained to start dealing, treating with the people on a day-to-day basis at the village level. The idea was that yes, there are so many programs being done on public health by the government, but we don't see the programs being efficient. Means the basic challenges which we face is the efficiency issues and the sustainability. Most of the programs, either charity based or public health, after some point of time, it drops down the level of service or the continuity. Now, how we can address these issues? So we identified the basic issues are into three major areas, like in terms of awareness, access, and affordability. So why can't we create a primary healthcare model bringing access to the villages at the village level and be sustainable? And why can't be done and it could be achieved? So that's where we started back in 2007 to start working on these programs. And we have established a 200 villages network where we have our own health workers trained and established. And we connect each of these health workers back to a remote doctor based at our hospitals. So each and every treatment done by a health worker is prescribed by a doctor but not by a health worker. The health worker acts as an extension of the doctor, basically is trying to identify the physical examination symptoms, clinical signs, and try to get accurate diagnosis, because at the end of the day, even a single error could be fatal in case of issues. Primary care may not be, but it could be cases of malaria, which we have high mortality rates. So if you have a right doctor diagnosing it and the right health worker being trained to identify what to be done in terms of identifying symptoms and conveying same to the doctor. And also the thing is that how the health worker is not necessary is only the training part, but how she can issue the drugs and what are the available point of care tests she can do. It could be both in terms of communicable diseases as well as non-communicable diseases. So the health worker is trained in terms of doing a malaria test as well as for non-communicable diseases into glucose, anemia, as well as into cholesterol issues. So you can have a point of care understanding and trying to build what we call is like primary health care at the village level. And the other idea was that how to look at from the angle of sustainability, self-sustain, how we can bring around. So as we see in our programs that everybody values health and everybody values the right quality of health. So when we started the work and we asked the health workers, like for normal, if you go to a doctor over here in a clinic, you pay 100 rupees. But if you ask the same thing in a village, they may not able to pay. So we started asking them to pay 10 rupees for consultation and what may be the subsidized generic drugs we issue. So initially we faced say 3 months resistance from the villages and those things. But we started seeing there's a turnaround after 3 months because the quality of healthcare is more important and also is the access. So now we actually see around 1,000 patients per month on a remote basis in each of these programs, and also bring in an area of self-sustainability by actually making them paying for what they value, which is more important. And the other part in the health financing system is in terms of building the self-sustainability is more important is that in our research what we found, people not really worried about hospitalization. The most important problem is that the primary health care, which makes them actually spend more money. What we found on average, a household spend 1,200 rupees in a year only on primary health care, and out of which 70% of the cost is only into the cost of transportation and loss of wages. So if you bring access straight away into the village, the 70% of the cost of transportation and loss of wages could be solved straight away. And the rest of the 30% of the cost could be covered by your efficient systems. So one remote doctor can look after say 50 to 60 villages, which brings actually a breakdown in the cost of treatment per each individual transaction. So we have done that. So what we have seen is that in our analysis, like for a fever to be done, to be treated at a village level, it could be done around 18 to 20 rupees, including consultation fee. But the same thing, if he has to go to an access doctor at the town level or nearby anything, he spends right, from 60 to 150 rupees, which is actually more. So in that way, you can solve these issues. And we gone a step ahead and forward, and we started building what we call a primary healthcare insurance product, where a family, once they take up the product for rupees 300, the whole family is covered for all, not only for consultation drugs, but for basic blood test, IV fluids and injections. At the village level, we have a referral health center also. So in that scenario, what happens is the health of the families is covered. They are not really worried about their health anymore, and they are quite happy to access the services. We have started this program of microinsurance last year in November 2010. We have already 600 families enrolled in the program, that is roughly 3,000 lives. And we approached many insurance companies for carrying the risk for this microinsurance program for primary health care. And all the insurance companies are afraid of taking risk. For the reason is outpatient care is risky and costs more. But that's not, maybe because it's not been demonstrated, there's not enough data to prove. So we went a step ahead when we start doing this, not what we see in the 600 families. We have a claims ratio. So the foundation itself is an insurance company taking the risk in this program right now. And we want to demonstrate that it's possible to do a health financing solution and a good comprehensive primary health care. Now we see the claims ratio is only 33%. And the frequency, as for the data available in India as of 1994, the per capita frequency is 1.4 on an all India basis. There's no latest available data on per capita frequency. As per our statistics, it's only 0.67 in the per capita frequency today. There could be it may go up. It may go up to 1 or 2. But still, at the end of the day, what you can see is that you're bringing access to healthcare, and access which is good, and you're also bringing a health financing system. So assume a situation that you cover, say, 200 villages, which say 75% of the villages actually getting enrolled into the program, which would be roughly, say, X amount. That X amount is good enough actually for training the health worker, establishing a primary healthcare network, establishing a whole mobile network, and an IT application and everything. I mean, today we can tell you very guarantee, very sound with our own statistics and the work we have done for the last 3 years, is that if each individual or each family pays 30 rupees in a month in a village, and if I cover, say, 100 villages, I can do a sustainable program. I don't require a public health. I can do through our health workers and a remote doctor model. I don't require any more support. That is possible today. What we require is effective premium financing or health financing solution, how people actually can pay. So the whole program, what we have done now, we run it on an IT platform. So we give the health worker a handle device today. In the project in Andhra Pradesh, we are migrating to a mobile platform. Essentially, it not only does the healthcare transactions in terms of taking the vital stats, the clinical symptoms, but also has a decision support system built into it, which gives advices, which could be probable malaria, what diet to follow, and what additional risks to be done. And this transmitted data goes back to a remote doctor who gives an online GPRS prescription, which comes back to the mobile on a real-time basis. So there's no issue of the connectivity anymore. The connectivity is weak in most of the villages, but it could improve over a period of time. The last time I heard, it may take 18 months. It may take some more time in the connectivity improve. But it's positive right now what we're doing, and it's going forward very well. So what we see now is that the connectivity part in ICT solutions is doing well. And in our assessment of needs, like what Professor has spoken some time back, the data is what we actually transmit is only 40 KB. We don't require even 256 kbps. If you take a BSNL shared bandwidth line, even in a town level, you have troubles and issues. But if you have a mobile GPRS, which is actually at a village level, with a 40 KB of data transmission, you can do all the transactions on a real-time basis. And it's far more effective and cost-effective also. So it could be a 1500 Java phone to an Android-based phone. So we should not be really worried whether it's an Android or Java, because technology grows, the costs come down. What we have to require is a technology which works on different platforms. I may write a program today which works on Android, but it should be capable of running on a tablet tomorrow, because the tablet prices may come to Android in the next year. So we should have a universal platform of program which could run on any platform. It could be a Java to anyone. So the cost effectiveness of the programs comes down, because the capital expenditure of writing one IT application is only once. So you can recover your cost over a period of 5 years, 10 years, or the multiple, say, thousands of villages I cover. So that's not anymore any cost perspective as such. What is most important is how we bringing this value system into the health workers as well as to the community, how they value the primary health care. And healthcare, when we say, it's not just doing mother and child health. Mother and child health happens to be a public domain, been done for over a few decades, and there's been a considerable improvement over that. But there are other aspects which have been neglected or not been addressed thoroughly. One is primary healthcare, especially the malaria cases of fever, diarrhea, and upper respiratory infections. Still, they are persistent, but they are not affected. We see cases, if a person comes thrice with a cough, we should be able to detect he's a possible TB. How many of the ASHA workers can do that? If a person comes with joint pains more than thrice, can it be a case of arthritis? So how are your screening and detection systems work at the village are very important, because there's a fine distinction between a primary care and a chronic care. So, and also the chronic care, especially in hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol, in the programs what we have done, the roughly, even in the rural areas, the leading cause of death, the first one is injuries, but the second leading cause of death is because of the cardiac issues. So they say latent, and which is high actually. When we always feel urban people are always affected by hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol. But in rural areas, it's more than the urban, and they are not diagnosed or screened. So what we have found that it's not just having primary care, the health workers should be trained in hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol, and anemia especially, because it's more related to the pregnancy mother, and find out how it could be screened, followed up, and managed over a period of time, because it can't be cured. So how you have this whole health worker system built into it. Yes, there could be many more programs added on to it, train a primary healthcare worker, because the health worker is not trained once. She has to be trained over a period of time. So we have a 6-week training program. Sorry, not 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks, we have a 3-day training program. We keep on adding modules. So in the program today, we have trained not only on the healthcare diagnosis and systems, but on how to do microinsurance enrollment, claim servicing, how to use IT, how to do committee mobilization, how to speak to people, approach, so on and so forth. So you, at the end of every year or so, she keeps on upgrading, becomes better and better, and ideally in an year and a half, she would become a nurse or nurse assistant. And yeah, I'll just take a minute to wind up. So this is the program what we're doing in, say, 200 villages today, and we know that the most important challenges in the telecom or the medical devices, there are few things which are important, which are required as per the field requirements. One is on the fetal health monitor. Most of the issues of the fetal health are not really diagnosed because we don't have systems of fetal health monitor. And also the most common thing is stethoscope, just to find out whether your heartbeat is normal or not. How we can transmit it through a mobile. There are no viable cost-effective solutions today. So why don't we look at simple things for simple solutions? Let's do the assessment right and put our efforts effectively towards that, so then we can reach the goals much more easier and better. Thank you.
Thank